I'm Erin. This is Valley, and I am going to work through a class for anxiety for you today. This is a lovely way to start off your morning. You're going to require a block for today's class, and we are going to start off in a child's pose. For a child's pose, you want to come onto your hands and knees, and then just have your toes coming together, knees about mat width apart, and then sit back onto your heels. And then you can allow yourself to crawl forward. You can put your head onto your block or directly onto your mat if you like. And we're going to just focus on our breath here. Allow the breath to come all the way down into your belly. Stretch your arms out in front of you and come back up onto your hands and knees. Have your shoulders directly over your wrists. Have your knees about hip width apart. Your feet can be straight out from the knees. Drop your belly and shine your collarbone forwards and up. Inhale and exhale, round the spine and arch it. Inhale, look up, exhale. There's a few cat-cows to help with your digestive system, and it's a good way to stimulate your vagus nerve. And you can push up through the shoulders. You can tuck your toes and then bring your left foot forward between your hands, and so now you're into a low lunge. You can stay here if that's what works best for your body, or you can bring your hands up onto your knees and then get a lovely stretch through the hip flexor on the other side. And you may want to straighten that leg and then stretch the hip flexor again. Linking your breath with your movement. And let's take our hands back to the mat. Go back onto all fours. Do 2 cat-cows. Inhale, look up. Drop the belly. Exhale, round. I'm going to step the other foot through between your hands, and you can allow yourself to stretch forward. You can stay here if you like, or you can bring your hands up onto your knee, and now we're getting a lovely stretch through the left hip flexor. And we'll straighten the right leg and then lunge back into it. You can take your hands back to the mat, tuck your toes, tuck both toes, take your right foot back by your right knee back by your left knee, and then come up into a downward facing dog, and you can pedal out your feet. And let's come back onto our knees, and then we'll come all the way down onto our bellies. We'll extend the arms out at a T. You can turn your right ear to face onto the mat, and then roll over onto the right hand side. Bend your knees and support yourself with your left hand. This is called broken wing. You can stay here, or you can open up your left leg if you want to go a little bit deeper. And let's release that. Extend the left arm out again. Roll back onto your belly. Take your chin to the mat. And then roll over onto your left hand side. You can leave your left arm extended out. Bend your knees. Support yourself with your right hand. And allow your head to relax on the mat or on a block. You can stay here, or you can lift up your right leg. And release that down. You can roll back over onto your tummy. And then come up into a Sphinx pose. Have your feet about mat width apart, and you can just shine your collarbone forwards and look up, and then drop your head and take your chin to your chest. And let's release ourselves down onto the mat again. Roll over onto your right hand side. Cradle your head with your bent right arm and bend both knees. And we're just laying here on our right hand side. You can roll over all the way onto your back. Now bring your block and just lift it up your hips and scooch it under your sacrum area. This is a supported bridge. You can keep your arms down here by your sides. You can take them out at a T, or, oh dear, I don't want to knock over Dakota's sign. You can take them up overhead. Always work what works best with your body. And we can release the block now. Lift your hips up. Take the block out. Take your feet together and then scoot your hips over a little bit to the left hand side of the mat and drop your knees over to the right hand side. You can have your knees stacked on top of each other if you like. You can put the block between your knees if you like, or you can put it underneath both knees to support you. If this feels good in your body and you want to go a little bit deeper, you can cross your left leg over your right leg. And you may want to look over your left shoulder, so looking the opposite way to your knees. And let's lift our knees back up. Come back into the center of the mat and just drop your knees from side to side, belly. And then let's scoot your hips over to the right hand side of the mat and drop your knees over to the left hand side. You can take your right leg and cross it over top of the left leg if you like. And look over your extended right arm. Bring both knees back up to center. Take your knees together, feet mat width apart. Just windshield wiper your legs from side to side. And then let's extend our legs out and go into our final resting pose, Shavasana. This allows your body to integrate and digest all the movements that you've done. You can extend your right arm up overhead and roll over onto your right hand side, bending both knees, cradling your head in your bent right arm. And push your way back up into a seated position. You can sit up tall, have your hands on your knees. Take your arms up overhead and then clasp your hands and bring them in front of your heart. Thumbs facing up. Breathe into your heart space. And then take your arms up overhead again, hands into a prayer position through your forehead into your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today again. Hope this is beneficial. Don't forget to like,